The Casebook of Sydney Chase. Produced and edited by Crimson McKenzie. Written and directed by Winslow Swan. And featuring Dave Arkipov, Annie Mick, Ezra J.D. Emmans, Winslow Swan, and starring Crimson McKenzie as Sydney Chase. Tonight's episode, Ferraro's Favor.
Yes, I'm Dr. Alexander McDougle, friend and confidant of Sydney Chase, and I suppose that you have sought me out to learn more about her efforts to free a condemned man. It all began on a Wednesday afternoon when I went around to her home and office for our weekly game of chess. Sydney greeted me at the door.
Oh, Alex. I'm sorry. I forgot it was Wednesday.
Oh, the great Sydney Chase forgot?
I'm sorry. Really, I am. I don't feel up to a game of chess tonight.
Well, we can make it for another evening if you are not feeling.
It isn't that, Alex.
Perhaps I should come in and give you a quick examination. Have you been feeling ill?
Oh, you don't remember what day it is, do you?
Why, it's Wednesday, July... that day.
Why don't you come in? I really don't want to be alone right now.
Would you like me to fix the drinks tonight?
I'm 3 up on you, but please, go ahead.
I see you went on to the more medicinal drinks.
It isn't fair, Alex.
Cancer never is.
He was only 32. Why him?
I have no answers for you, Sydney. Your husband was a good man who was taken away by a dreadful disease. There isn't anything that I can say that will change that fact.
I think I need another drink.
I think that you need a case to work on.
Alex, you're sweet. But how many lost dogs can there be in this town?
In the meantime, why don't you take my advice and get your mind on something else?
Like a game of chess, Dr. McDougle?
Oh, Sydney, I really wish that you would not call me that.
I'm just teasing, Alex. You know I only tease you out of love.
It's your move, Miss Chase.
Now who could that be? Sydney Chase, basket case.
Sydney, are you okay?
What is it, Tony?
Is there any way you could meet me tonight?
Why, Tony, you're a married man. I always knew you were sweet on me, but a date?
Sydney, I'm being serious.
Oh, I never expected you to swoop in and take me away from all of this. Shall we make it Vegas or the Bahamas?
Damn it, Sydney. Just meet me at the Slaughtered Lamb in 20 minutes.
Doesn't sound very romantic.
It's not supposed to be romantic. I need your help.
What's the matter, Tony? Did the body from the last homicide get up and walk away?
I take it that was Lieutenant Ferraro who called.
You take it right. I think I might have upset old Ferrari with that last crack.
Are you going to meet him?
I suppose I better. He actually said that he needed my help. Needed! How can I pass an obvious excuse to give him a hard time?
Over here, Sydney.
Hello, Tony. You handsome devil. And what a wonderful place to meet. How many eyeballs did they sweep up last night?
Sydney, please, this is serious.
Tony? I've never seen you like this. What's going on?
Do you remember Carlton Baggins?
Vaguely. They closed that case before I ever came to your squad.
I closed that case, what there was of it.
What about him?
His execution is in 3 days.
And?
I may have put the wrong man in the gas chamber.
Why do you say that? I mean, I know you're not the sharpest detective in the world.
Don't start with me, Chase. I'm a damn good detective. You know I was solving cases before you came
When
along.
did you start slipping, Ferrari?
Will you stop calling me that? It's Ferraro.
Oh, isn't that what I said?
Just forget it, Chase. An innocent man is going to die, and you want to make jokes.
Tony, this really is serious. What's going on?
This is the entire file. The evidence, the pictures, everything that we had. It was open and shut. After I heard yesterday that Baggins was getting executed, I went back and looked at it all again.
So, you had a good case, didn't you?
I'm not so sure now.
So tell me, what's on your mind?
Okay, Carlton Baggins was just an ordinary guy. He worked as a bookkeeper at a law firm here in town. You know, personal injury stuff. He was married to Tricia Adams, one of the attorneys. One night while working late, he manages to go home and finds his wife dead from multiple knife wounds.
And you deduced that he had killed his wife.
All of the evidence pointed that way.
Why would he kill her?
He found out that she was having an affair. We never did find the lover, but we sure found him, covered in her blood. He was lying on the sofa with a knife in his hands.
Just waiting for the cops to come?
He was passed out. Said that he'd gotten knocked out by someone, but there was no bruise on his head. We got the call shortly after. His wife was murdered.
Pretty convenient if you ask me.
He always swore he was innocent, but the evidence was just too good against him.
And now you're having doubts.
Big ones. I can't put my finger on it, but... Sidney, can I hire you?
And you agreed to it?
Hey, Alex, a case is a case.
You mean you're actually charging him for this?
Alex! What do you take me for? Ferrari is, or rather was, a fellow officer who reached out to me for help. I couldn't say no.
How much?
Besides, the case intrigues me.
Sidney, how much?
My usual fee.
How much?
Okay, so maybe I doubled my usual fee. But we're talking about Anthony Ferrari.
Sidney!
Don't worry. I'm not gonna actually charge him that much.
Well, that's good to know.
Maybe I should triple it.
Sidney!
I'm just kidding, Alex. Alright, so I told you all the facts as they were told to me. Why don't you start helping me by looking at the autopsy report? I'll start reading the...
Would you like me to get that?
Oh no, let me. Yes,
Miss Sidney Chase? I'm Eve Chesser. May I come in?
of course. This is my friend, Dr. Alexander
McDougle. It's very pleased to meet you. May I offer you something to drink?
No, thank you. Miss Chase, are you available to take a case at the moment?
Well, I'll have to look at my calendar. Yep, I'm free.
I'll pay you whatever you want.
First, why don't you tell me what it is you would like for me to do?
Carlton is innocent. He didn't kill his
Are
wife.
we talking about Carlton Baggins?
He's my brother, and I know that he's innocent.
What makes you so sure?
Because of what his wife confided in me. My brother is not the best at holding on to a relationship. Tricia Adams was a bit of a fluke for him. Even I couldn't believe it when they got married. You see, my brother was a workaholic. Tricia was starving for someone. Anyone.
That was the basis for the homicide conviction. In a jealous rage, your brother killed her.
I didn't believe it then, nor do I believe it now.
Well, it would not be the first time that a husband killed his wife for having an affair.
But Carlton knew all about it. He was not the most sexual person in the world. He encouraged her to go out, and she made the most of it.
So he was okay with her having an affair?
Yes, so why would he kill her?
Maybe he really wasn't okay with it.
No, I think there was something more. You see, he even knew the man.
Really? Sidney, didn't you tell me that the police never found out who the lover was?
That's what Ferrari told me.
My brother knew. I believe that's why he was framed. You see, her lover was a cop, a detective in the homicide squad.
Do you remember his name?
Detective Anthony Ferraro.
By all means, please come right in and don't bother to knock.
You lied to me, Tony.
About what?
You were the lover of Trisha Adams.
What are you talking about? The first time I saw Trisha Adams was when the coroner took her away.
That's not what Carlton's sister told me last night. Swear to me, Tony. Swear that you didn't know her.
I can't do that.
Tony, you're a married man. I've known your wife for years. How could you?
It isn't what you think.
Oh, I'm thinking a lot of things right now.
Will you calm down and let me explain?
A simple, I don't think we should see each other anymore, was too much for you? Tony, did you kill her and frame her husband?
Are you finished?
Nope, but you might be.
Trisha Adams was my informant.
Informant? For what?
Trisha was having an affair, and her husband did know about it. It was with Detective Alan Simmons from Vice. Trisha went out a few times with him and noticed some rather strange things.
Like what?
Apparently, Simmons was taking money from our local drug trade to look the other way. He was investigated a couple of times by Internal Affairs, but they could never pin anything on him. She came to me, and I told her I needed evidence. She said she'd get it. Somehow.
And instead got killed. But how did you know her in the first place?
I didn't. Gladys, my wife, did. They used to get their hair done at the same salon.
So Gladys knows all about this.
Not everything, but enough.
Let's just say for the time being that I believe you. Do you think that Simmons killed her and framed her husband?
If he did, it was an excellent job. 3 days from now, Carlton Baggins will be put to death.
3 days, Alex. I've got to crack this thing within 3 days. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to do it.
Oh, I have faith in you, Sidney.
I need to talk with Alan Simmons. But I don't want it to look like I'm accusing him of anything, especially extortion or murder.
So, do you have a plan?
Well, I know that he frequents the slaughtered lamb. Maybe I could sort of bump into him there.
Sounds dangerous. Remember, if he is the one that killed Trisha, he wouldn't think twice about doing you in.
The glamorous life of a private detective. Don't worry, Alex. I'll be careful.
I certainly hope so, Sidney Chase.
Hi. Hello there.
Are you talking to me?
Buy a thirsty girl a drink.
Aren't I the one that's supposed to use a line?
I don't believe in typical social graces.
What would you like?
What's good here? I've never been here before.
Hey, Joe. Fireball for the lady. Now, why haven't I seen you in here before?
My first time, and I didn't particularly want to drink alone.
What's your name?
Scarlet.
Like the character in Clue.
Yes, but I'm so much better.
I'm Alan.
Pleased to meet you.
So, where's this going?
You tell me.
Well, you don't look like the local talent.
Oh, I'm not. And I don't engage in that sort of activity.
So what brought you down here?
In other words, what's a pretty girl like me doing in a place like this?
Something like that.
Can I be honest with you?
Of course.
I'm in business, just not the kind that you were thinking of.
Really?
Oh, yes. You see, I understand that you're the go-to guy for the type of business I want to start.
And just who told you that?
Well, it was some time ago, but Trisha Adams?
Is that right? You do know that Miss Adams is no longer among the living.
I just found out last week. You see, I've been, let's just say, on vacation.
For 5 years?
It was at State's expense.
Why don't we take this conversation outside? Too many ears in here. So,
Why don't you lay your cards on the table?
Let's just say that I have a supplier in Mexico who is interested in expanding to the area.
So why tell me?
You are a cop, aren't you? I was told that for 10% we could get some protection?
That's 20%.
Okay, 20%.
And when are you planning to start this business venture?
Not until I have everything in place. Probably in the next couple weeks.
You do realize that I could arrest you right now.
But I don't think that you will. Otherwise, a lot of nasty evidence might pop up.
What evidence?
You killed Trisha and then framed her husband.
You have been away for a long time. No, I didn't kill Trisha or frame her husband.
Not what Eve told me.
Oh, that murderer sister? So, you know her as well.
She had a lot of interesting things to say about...
Lady, you have no idea who you're messing with.
My, that is an awfully large knife. You think this is the first time that I've faced a knife?
Oh, I'm sure it's not. Just make sure you're not on the wrong end of it.
Sidney Chase.
Sidney, why didn't you tell me that you were hired by Baggins' sister?
Well, hi, Tony. I didn't think I had to tell you. Besides, I did tell you what she said about you.
She's dead, Sidney.
What?
Her body was found in the park a little while ago. Coroner's still counting the knife wounds. Sidney, what did you do?
No. No. Oh, God. I think I messed up. I really messed up, Alex.
Oh, Sidney, it's not your fault. You had no idea that Eve would be murdered.
I pushed Simmons too hard. I was acting like a first-rate rookie.
Now quit being so hard on yourself. Let's go over this case file and see what we can find.
I talked with Tony this morning about getting the files or anything that he may have on Alan Simmons. He said that most of the investigation was sealed, but that he would see what he could do.
I hate to say this, but it doesn't look like much hope for Mr. Baggins. According to his statement, he came home, found his wife on the floor, and was hit in the back of the head. When he came to, he was in custody.
And there was no sign of any bruise or bump on his head.
Yes, well, there are ways to knock a person unconscious without leaving a mark.
I know. I looked it up on Dougal, Mr. McDougle.
Sidney, do you want my help or not?
I'm only kidding, Alex. Okay, so let's assume that Baggins was set up. The question is why.
Ferraro did tell you that Tricia was dating Alan Simmons, and she approached him about evidence against Alan. Perhaps Alan discovered what was going on.
But why kill her? He could have just stopped seeing her.
Well, maybe she already had the evidence that she needed.
Possible. Did you find anything in the autopsy report?
Only the victim was stabbed multiple times with a large serrated knife, around 8 inches long.
Wait a minute. Let me see that.
Did you find something?
When they arrested Baggins, he was holding a knife. Where did I read? Here. It was a small carving knife that he had. Not a serrated and definitely not 8 inches long.
Now, how could Ferraro have missed that?
Ferrari? Who jumps to a conclusion faster than a Ferrari going from 0 to 60? Come on.
Sidney, I know that look in your eye. Now what?
Well, I think that I've actually seen that knife. I'm going to run down to the ME's office. Want to come?
Oh, I think that I shall wait here. I've seen enough corpses in my career.
Sit yourself.
Sidney! Sidney! Sidney, are you all right?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
My God, what happened?
I opened the door and saw a flash. I jumped and 2 bullets ricocheted off the door jamb.
Did you see anyone?
No, but I saw the car.
Did you at least get a license number off the plate?
I didn't need to. I'd recognize that old car anywhere. It was Anthony Ferraro's car.
Shouldn't you be somewhere?
Where were you this afternoon?
Now, where do you think I was?
Answer the question, Ferraro.
I was sitting at my desk, going over an endless supply of reports and trying very hard not to think that I've sent an innocent man to the gas chamber.
They use the needle now.
Baggins will be just as dead either way.
So you haven't left the office at all today?
Would you like the other half of the ham sandwich I brought from home?
Who has access to your car then?
No one. Look, Sydney, where is this going?
Could someone have taken your car today?
Who would want to take my car?
Tony! Someone took a shot at me and they were driving your car!
Here's my gun. I haven't fired it in over a month.
I believe you, but who would try to take me out?
Same one that wants Baggins to die.
Any leads on Eve's murder?
Not yet. Coroner says that she was stabbed at least 60 times. Whoever killed her was extremely mad at her.
Okay, another question. Did Trisha give you any hint that she might have some sort of evidence against Alan Simmons?
Not really. Oh, she did call me the day before her murder and said that she was really close, but other than that, she didn't have anything.
Well. If it isn't... well, let me guess. Oh, yes, Scarlett. Or should I say, Sydney Chase.
Do I know you?
Really? We're really going to play that game? Fine. I'm Detective Alan Simmons.
Sydney Chase, private investigator.
So, what did you and the lieutenant have to talk about?
Oh, didn't you know? He's taking me to Las Vegas this weekend. He has a bit of a thing for me.
I could see why.
Is there anything I can do for you, Detective?
It's Simmons. No, nothing really. But I would like to give you some friendly advice.
Ooh, my. What a gentleman you are. And what advice should I take?
Baggins killed his wife. He's gonna be executed for it. Leave it alone.
Who said that I was even looking into it?
I'm serious, Chase. Leave it alone, or you may find yourself on the wrong end of a knife.
Speaking of knives, you have a very interesting one. Serrated with a handle that has ruby inlays. Quite unique.
What's that got to do with anything?
Oh, just an observation. Alex? Are you here?
Yes, Sydney, I'm here.
Aw, you look like you just lost your best friend.
In a way, I believe that I have.
What's going on?
Have you heard the news?
About what?
They just arrested Anthony Ferraro for the murder of Eve Chesser.
What? But I just left his office.
It was on the news just before you came in.
Did they say where they were taking him?
I'm assuming to county.
Come on, Alex, let's go. Well, I wouldn't call it the Ritz, but at least you get 3 hots in a cot.
Only 2 hots. The city cut the budget again. And how were you able to get in to see me?
One of the guards is a lovely friend.
What?
It's best if you don't ask, Ferraro.
Fine, Sydney. I swear that I did not kill Eve Chesser.
Did they say what evidence they had?
Sure. A few bloodstains in my home and a knife with Chesser's blood all over it in the trunk of my car.
Was that all?
Isn't that enough?
Where is your car now?
I'm guessing the impound yard.
I really need to get a look at your trunk.
Got a friend working there as well?
I told you it was best if you didn't ask.
Sydney, please, you've got to help me.
I'll do what I can. Hold the light steady, will you, Alex?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you knew someone that works here.
I had to tell Ferrari something, didn't I?
I'm getting too old to be climbing over fences and searching the trunks of cars in the dead of night.
Just hold the light steady.
I'm freezing! Besides, isn't what we are doing a felony? Won't the cameras catch us?
You heard Ferrari? The city cut the budget. A friend told me that they couldn't afford to upgrade security here. Most of the cameras don't work anyway. Ah! Here it is!
What is it?
The evidence is going to save Baggins from the needle and get Ferrari out of jail! I hope.
"14th Precinct, Detective Simmons speaking."
Why, calling? I wasn't expecting you to answer the phone. Demoted to switchboard now.
Miss Chase, to what do I owe the honor of hearing your angelic voice?
Oh, I think I have something that you would be very interested in.
And what is that?
Well, I happen to find something that belongs to you. Or, well, your knife anyway.
What about my knife?
Oh, you know the one. The serrated edge knife with the ruby inlays that I believe is missing one stone. I found it, and you'll never guess where. Do I have your attention now?
What do you want?
I think about $10,000 would be sufficient.
I don't think I have.
You've been getting protection money for a long time, Simmons. I think that you could dip into your early retirement fund.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fine. I can just take this to the DA and we will see.
No, wait. All right. I'll be at your place in an hour.
Make it 2. I want to get all dolled up for the great Detective Simmons. You really liked Scarlett, didn't you?
See you in an hour.
Sidney, are you positive he will be here?
Well, not positive. Pretty sure, though.
Only pretty sure?
Somewhere in the neighborhood of an educated guess.
An educated guess?
Okay, a calculated risk?
Sidney, this man has already killed 2 women and framed 2 different men. Do you actually think he would have second thoughts about doing the same to you?
Alex, don't worry.
Besides, I'm too old to be framed for your murder.
Promise it won't come to that. Now, make sure you have the camera turned on.
I have them running now.
Right on time. I love it when a killer is punctual. Get in the bedroom and be ready to call the cavalry if I am wrong. Detective Simmons, please do come in.
All right, Chase. What do you think that you have that is going to cost me 10 grand?
You got the money?
Right here. Count it if you want to.
I don't think we have to do that. Why don't we have a drink first?
Just show me this evidence.
My, aren't we in a hurry? Come on. One teeny tiny little drink.
I've just about had it with you.
Okay. Chill. Breathe. Breathe. It's just one of the rubies that fell off your knife when you were planting evidence in FERRARO'S car. You should have been a little more careful.
So should you, Miss Chase.
Really? Graduating to a gun?
Why not? Now, get that ruby.
Sidney! Sidney, look out!
What the... Oh!
Sidney, are you all right?
I thought you would never get here. Did you get him?
Yeah, I got him. I need to get the ambulance in here. Don't want him to die before the state gets its chance.
Alex, you okay?
Sidney?
Alex!
I believe that I have been shot.
Alex! No! Tony, get the ambulance here now!
On my way.
Sidney, as a doctor, I can tell you that there will not be any need for an ambulance.
No! Don't you die on me too!
I'm sorry, Sidney. I really
Alex? Alex! Alex! Alex, that is not the way it happened.
Well, it's the way that it should have happened, at least in my book.
You didn't die!
Look here, young lady, I took a bullet for you.
You came running out of the bedroom, saw the gun, and fainted right into me!
And I pushed you out of the way.
The bullet barely grazed you!
Well, they still had to rush me to the hospital.
'Cause you were screaming like a little girl!
I had to get stitches.
Stitch. Singular, as in one lousy stitch.
I still saved your life.
Oh, Alexander McDougle. Have I told you lately how much I love the dog poo out you?
Alan Simmons eventually confessed to the murders, and Baggins was pardoned by the governor. Ferraro never did thank Sidney for her help, and I have a suspicion that he never paid her for services rendered. As for Sidney Chase, Well, I still play chess with her every Wednesday, and she is still waiting for her next big case.
You have been listening to The Casebook of Sidney Chase. Tonight's episode of Ferraro's Favor featured Dave Arkipov as Lieutenant Ferraro, Annie Mick as Eve Chesser, Ezra J.D. Emmans as Alan Simmons, Winslow Swan as Alex McDougle, and starring Crimson McKenzie as Sidney Chase. Music by Kevin MacLeod, produced and edited by Crimson McKenzie, and written and directed by Winslow Swan. This is your announcer, Mick Davis, inviting you to join us again for another mystery in the Casebook of Sidney Chase.